Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Cut Council. How are you all? Hopefully, all of you are having a fantastic Tuesday, wherever you are around the world. And welcome back to another Liverpool news episode for you guys this evening. And look, we are going to be discussing, of course, the elephant in the room. We are going to be discussing Lavia. We are going to be discussing Moises Caicedo. Liverpool are in trouble, and of course, we'll be looking at who can the Reds get this summer. Now, of course, it does look like a very difficult task. But again, we hope and dream that Liverpool can pull a rabbit out of the hat, and hopefully we can get the DM that the club need and deserve realistically as well. But yes, like I did say, we are going to discuss Romeo Lavia and Moises Caicedo at the beginning of the episode as well. Seeing him in the Chelsea shirt is absolutely disgusting as well. But again, we will talk about them too at the beginning of the show, and then we will get into the potential options as well for who Liverpool could go for. And looking at it, it isn't that many. I think when we talk about the type that Liverpool want in terms of again the quality levels as well, there isn't that many on the market, and Liverpool might be forced to, of course, pay more than what we realistically want to. But again, that's this transfer market. It's absolutely ridiculous, isn't it, chat? As well. But if you're new around here, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button as well, guys. Very much appreciated as always. Let me know your guys' thoughts as well in the comments, your suggestions as well. Again, let me know your guys' thoughts down below as well. But Daryl's in early on saying, and now Saudi after Salah and Ali. Not true. Absolutely no truth to it whatsoever, as far as I know. Again, I think Liverpool reporters again issued that out earlier on. To be fair, Daryl, so yeah, no truth whatsoever in either. Big up Colin, big up Wiggs as well. Hope you're doing well, mate. Saying he's a Chelsea fan, so we had no chance, mate. Yeah, absolutely. I think that's the big one. And look, Liverpool got played like fools. And when we spoke about it, what, about a week ago, and we were all talking about, the due diligence, and we all made a laugh of it, of Liverpool making their due diligence and going around the situation again. Surely somebody would have seen this, but then instead also saying that as well, Moises Caicedo in interviews has gone around and said he'd love to play for Real Madrid, love to play for Arsenal, love to play for Chelsea, Manchester United, as well. So yeah, I think any team would have done as long as the money was right, as well as realistically. But yeah, nevertheless, anyway, uh, by the looks of it, he is a Chelsea fan. But yeah, it was a losing battle from the beginning, wasn't it? Realistically, Wiggs, Paulinho, Decore, and Zangara surely our top three in my opinion. As well as this trap, again, plenty of names on there, for sure. We're screwed. Those are my thoughts. That's probably, yeah, it's pretty bad, isn't it? To be fair, I was checking out Rodo's stats on Jack's chat. Seems better than Andre and Younger as well. Yeah, no, I have seen it. I was watching Jack stream earlier on, and yeah, a few surprises I think in that list as well. To be fair, Wigs, absolutely. How bright? Still plenty of options. There are plenty of options out there. It's just the problem is for Liverpool and many of us is the fact that again everyone knows Liverpool have at least 110 million pounds to spend. That's the big problem I think that everyone is agreeing with at the present moment in time. Anyway, at least to be fair. Anyway, but again, get your suggestions in chat. Anyway, and of course we will read them all out in the comments down below as well. And of course, if you guys have seen anything while we're live, of course, mention it in the comments as well, and I will check up on it anyway. But we're going to kick off the show anyway from Romeo Lavia. Now, Sasha tweeted out earlier on, and of course, this was implying a lot of reports as well that was coming out, saying the sources told Romeo Lavia's felt Liverpool played with him. That's why he decided to go for Chelsea. He was there waiting for them and felt like they didn't consider him as the priority. A sign of this was that when he was waiting for them while negotiating, he understood that LFC was already seeking for other options, and of course on the radar. It does go on to say down below as well, and again. I think we all said it though, chat, didn't we? When the news broke about Moises Caicedo, about, again, Liverpool taking the mick a little bit and going, oh, we're just going to put this on track, and then we're going to turn around and bid for Moises Caicedo and hope for Moises Caicedo as well. And look, I think we all said it afterwards. Why would he want to come and play for Liverpool now? We basically went, okay, we're going to slowly work on the negotiations in terms of a fee. That happened. Everything got rejected. Liverpool went, okay, we're going to look for other options. Then went on to bid 110 million for Moises Caicedo, and then backtracking and going, oh yeah, we want you, by the way. Like, again, you can just imagine like how he feels personally, and just overall like how the situation felt. And or the only person to blame is ourselves when it comes to Romeo Lavia. I think with Caicedo, it's a little bit different because, again, like as you guys have mentioned, he is a Chelsea fan, supposedly anyway. Of course, Chelsea fan. Chelsea been negotiating with the deal for 4, 5, 6 months, practically, and it was just a hit and hope with Moises Caicedo. But with Lavia, it was fully in Liverpool's court. And again, if Liverpool played it right, Lavia would be a Liverpool player right now, and we wouldn't be having this conversation around, again, the fear of who does Liverpool get now, as well. So again, there's different elements to it, of course. Anyway, but the most shocking thing I think for me coming out of the whole Lavia situation was, again, it is paraphrased, but from Jason Wilcox, of course. I believe he's Southampton's CEO or sporting director, saying we had an offer which was accepted from Liverpool. Then Chelsea came to the table. We're currently in negotiations with Chelsea now, but I'm confident that something will get done in the next week or so. Again, yesterday, a lot of Liverpool reporters suggested that there was no bid from Liverpool, which, again, why would Liverpool lie in that aspect of things? But it does, as from Sasha's tweet, and this, again, the paraphrase from Jason Wilcox, again, it does look like Liverpool got rejected twice in 2 days, which isn't a good sign. And of course, isn't a good light for other transfers as well. But the big one for me is, why would Liverpool lie? That's the big one for me personally. And it might be to save face. Again, losing Caicedo and then losing Lavia to the same situation. Maybe Liverpool didn't want to really comment on it, and told everyone, no, we didn't bid. Of course, because again, the whole rumours of there being a fourth bid accepted from Liverpool to Southampton did come from Chelsea side again. So there might be some sort of truth in it, that, again, there wasn't an official bid in for Liverpool, more of a, okay, we'll go to 60, if that makes sense. But again, it's still not a good sign either way for Liverpool. Of course, massively boosts Chelsea's egos in that aspect of things. But again, for Liverpool, all round, it doesn't look good, realistically anyway. But let me know your guys' thoughts anyway on the Lavia situation as well, chat. I will quickly go back into the chat, and then we will talk about what the Brighton CEO has spoken about Moises Caicedo as well. But let me quickly scroll down. What's Wick saying? It seems the fans are better scouts than our current ones as well. Yeah, absolutely. Just go on RB Ref, and then we can all look at scouts together, all look at targets together. To be fair, but yeah, no, it's that sense of, again, Liverpool are 2 steps. Well, I say 2 steps behind. They are 5 steps behind everyone else at the minute, anyway. But unlucky choice as well. Seeing Alisson is now linked to the Saudis. Yeah, not true. Quickly got rejected from Liverpool, and Alisson himself, I think, was it 4 or 5 days ago, said again, looking for plenty more seasons at Liverpool. He's not going to go anywhere. Our fault, knew it. Yeah, exactly. It was our fault with Lavia. Like I said, if we hadn't messed around, then again, Romeo Lavia would have been a Liverpool player right now. So again, that's the frustrating part about it as well. But yeah, overall, it's very much the sense of where realistically Liverpool are playing with them. That sounds a bit mad, but like playing devil's advocate in some sense of, we'll risk this part, but then we might end up losing everything, and that's what we did do. And I think what we all said is if Liverpool went for Lavia and not Lavia, sorry, with Moises Caicedo, and then went, oh, okay, we've got Lavia in the bag. At least that's that. Maybe if we get Caicedo as well, again, that would be a bonus. But we didn't do that, and yeah, we lost both. And realistically, yet again, Liverpool have not done great of we chat realistically. But and talk of us back in the Kone, yes, the rumours are there with Kone and Turam as well, absolutely. They're not in Troy yet, but they will be at the end of the window. If a DM and centre back not in the books as well, says Maverick, yeah, absolutely, 100%. Wigs, I've never seen 90% of the lads people are talking about play. One or two maybe as well. I think most people are like that as well, to be fair, Bryce. I don't feel the odd one out as well. Where's it gone? I don't blame him, to be honest. Yeah, no, I don't either with Lavia. That's the thing for me where I massively don't blame Lavia. I blame the club more than Lavia because, again, Chelsea have put a very lucrative deal on the table and they've took it because, again, it doesn't benefit it doesn't benefit just Lavia. It benefits Manchester City. It benefits Southampton as well. Chelsea in there as well. So again, there's multiple people who have got the benefit from this situation, and Liverpool are the ones that are right at the bottom. In terms of everything as well. But Chaz say I don't like the 4-3-3 tactics and the way we play. I would like to see a 5-2-3 allowed Robbo and Trent full room to fill the DM role as well. It could be an option, mate. Absolutely 100% as well. Good seeing you as well, Chaz, as well. It's great to have fans that make others aware of talents. About me, I take Redondo on the cheap. He's world class player in the making by the looks of his stats. Again, though, it's another thing, isn't it, Wicks and chat? It's the fact that you look at teams like Brighton, you look at Manchester City themselves, like Julian Alvarez, for example. They got Julian Alvarez for 20 mil. Like, chat, come on, like that's an absolute bargain in today's market. And again, of course, I know it was last season, but still, they got him for 20 mil. Like, and that's the thing where I think Liverpool need to start looking. You hear reports of Liverpool being interested in certain players, for 5, 6, 7 years before they make, a decision. You look at, for example, Alexis McAllister. You look at Enzo Fernandez as well. Liverpool were very close to getting him last season, but Liverpool need to start triggering themselves into going, not everyone, because of course there will be the odds signing that won't work. But if Liverpool is certain on a person, don't let him go to a Benfica or go to a Wolves, for example. Go and get them there and then, where you can go and get them for 10, 15, 20 million instead of coughing out 60, 70, 80 million. Like, realistically, if Liverpool are a sell to buy club, that's what we should be doing in going out to buy, buy players up from again, South American teams. And then if they do develop into the stars that we hope they turn out to be, then we sell them for, like, again, 100, 120, 130 million pounds. That's what FSG would love to do. But again, Liverpool shouldn't be that club. Liverpool should be the club where, again, you sign the players and then, again, you have the top talent go out and then you add the quality constantly. That's what we didn't do when we won the Premier League. That's not what we did when we won the Champions League. We didn't add upon the quality. We just, kept with it, and then slowly, of course, with it gradually declining, sorry, again, Liverpool didn't do well in doing that. Not like what City do, not like what Chelsea have done now in terms of bringing in talent. And again, they've got layers and layers of talent, and Liverpool didn't do that in some sense as well. But more than happy if they didn't rate Lavia. They just need to bring in alternative pronto, no drama required. Yeah, exactly, Maverick. And I think that's what Liverpool need to do now. They need to not let slip of any situation that they're in terms of a player. Like, again, if it is to be, for example, like a Florentino Luis, like, unless it is, when he's just arriving in Liverpool or having his medical, do not let slip of the next target, because look what happened. We've had a long, drawn-out situation with Lavia that's took 2 months, and we've done nothing with it now, and he's gone. And that's the thing for me, where it just needs to be like a Fabinho signing, like a Dominic Szoboszlai signing, where it's super quiet and then bang, straight away done. That's what we need as well, to be fair. But what else we have? How long is Paulinho out injured for? Though he did suffer a dislocated elbow, was the chat, or collarbone. I think it was elbow though. I think he might be out for about, I think, 2 months. I think they said, and that was about 2-3 weeks ago. So again, I'm not entirely sure though on that. Either way, this is not the way to do business. Yeah, absolutely, 100% there, Mark. Liverpool didn't rate Lavia at a high price. That's comfortably fine, no drama. But they ideally should have got an alternative in the door by now. Yeah, absolutely, 100%. But they agree with you, but there, Maverick. All right, the firm. Hello, Jack. Hope you're doing well, mate. Of course, boss stream earlier on. Evening, Jack, says Mark. Alison must really hate his family. What's this with the Saudi links? Again, 100% not true. The Saudi links, again, I don't know what. I think that's the Jack's channel. I think it is. So thank you, Mark, for that as well. Maverick says, Paulinho is sadly too old and will be too expensive for 2 seasons max, and he'd be cooked under the Klopp system as well. Yeah, potentially. He's one that I've got on the list, but yeah, it's a very. If he was 2 or 3 years younger, it'd be perfect for Liverpool. But unfortunately, yeah, it's not the best, is it? Realistically, chat. What a joke we are. If our owners treat us as a business, then you need to invest in a business to keep it on top. Once Klopp, everything will come tumbling down. Tumbling down. Sorry. Yeah, absolutely, David. Absolutely, 100% agree. Again, like I think yesterday on the Lavia video, people were calling for Klopp's head, and I'm like, are you kidding me? Like, for me personally, if Jurgen wasn't here, we would be a disaster. And that's now. Like, we're not talking about, when Jurgen does leave. We're talking about the right here, right now. Like, we're talking about Liverpool challenging for top four. Liverpool would be challenging for top half, not top four, as well. So when people say, that, I'm looking at it and I'm like, gee, come on, guys. There is no other better manager right now to trust than Jurgen Klopp. And I still believe in Jurgen Klopp. I believe the way the team is going. Again, Sunday wasn't brilliant. It wasn't. The good parts were good. Of course, the first 40 minutes, I think, Liverpool were really good. But after that, yes, there was a struggle. But I think when you turn around and go, and when you look at it and go, again, with a DM, with a left-sided centre half, Liverpool, if they could get that done, be a much better team. And that's the thing for me where I look at it and I'm like, if Liverpool got those things sorted, then again we might be okay for maybe potentially challenging or potentially going and finishing top four at least anyway. But yeah, let me know your guys' thoughts anyway in the comments down below. There's 36 people in here, guys, so if we can get to 30 likes, very much appreciate it as always. I blame Jack. He's just a jinx, lol, says Mark. Yeah, Mark, he will come for you, mate, for that, but they're not in trouble yet. I believe we are in trouble in some sense, because we'll get on to it in a minute, and of course I will quickly go on to the Moises Caicedo quotes by the Brighton CEO as well. I think Liverpool are in trouble because that's the thing. Like I said, Liverpool have exposed what we have, or the minimum of what we have. We have 110 million pounds to spend, and yeah, that 110 million might evaporate again, but it can't do. And that's the thing for me, where that 110 million could get used for 3 players. I believe if Liverpool could get the correct deals done, I believe that 110 million pounds could go to getting 3 players into the team. And that's the thing for me, where Liverpool, I think it's better to do that for Liverpool than it is to go and spend 110 million on one player. But it's different. It's different market. Like we're talking about it, and we'll talk about it a bit later on as well. 80 million is the new 50 million, and that's stupid to say, but it's true because this midfielder market is ridiculous this summer, and next summer it might be the summer of defenders, it might be the summer of attackers again. Like that's the thing for me, where you've got wingers going for 35, 40, 50 million, the normal price tag, and then every midfielder is they're being added 50 million upon. And that's the you look at, for example, like you look at Lucas Paqueta, for example. I think today it got announced that Man City have agreed a £100 billion deal for Lucas Paqueta. That's changed from from 80 million, I think, last week. So again, it's different variables for it as well. And this market is crazy, absolutely 100%. But all right, Mark, hope you're well, mate. As well, I told you, Mark, he's coming for you as well. But what else do we have? But I will quickly get back into the chat, guys. But I want to quickly talk about the Moises Caicedo situation, and of course, obviously, as you can see over there, of course, him in the Chelsea shirt. Well, lifting the Chelsea shirt anyway. But I want to quickly talk about, of course, what the Brighton CEO has come out and said about the situation as well. And of course, what he's come out and said is Brighton CEO Paul Barber has come out and said, I think it's Barber, anyways, on Caicedo, choosing Chelsea over Liverpool. Liverpool are a fantastic football club. For any footballer to have the chance to play at Liverpool, you'd imagine that they'd be running up the M6, but it wasn't to be. Moises Caicedo and his advisors, decided for whatever reason that London was the preferred destination, and ultimately Chelsea. Obviously, that puts us in a slightly difficult position because we've negotiated a deal. We spent many days working with Liverpool. They couldn't have done any more. They were superb professionals throughout, but then it come down to the player at the point that it was clear he wasn't going to Liverpool. We have to go into a different mode. Having negotiated a British record transfer, we have to do it again 3 days later. And again, of course, he spoke that on TalkSport as well, TalkShow, whatever you prefer. Anyway, but again, obviously, it's a good job interview, to be fair. If he wants a job, of course, taking over York Schmachter, then again, well done. I think he's done that pretty well. But in terms of, and I think what people got with the Moises Caicedo situation, in terms of, again, Liverpool, it was very much a spur of the moment thing. Judging from that, it wasn't. It was very much a process before everything got announced and so on as well, which of course is not comforting, but don't get me wrong, but at least it goes to show that Liverpool had an idea. And again, but the problem is Liverpool got used. Liverpool got used by Moises Caicedo, by the agency, because again, the idea was, if we accept Liverpool, if we go and say we're going to join Liverpool, Chelsea then will come in and make a bid and do things right in that aspect of things. And look, Liverpool did get used, and that's a thing that I don't want Liverpool to turn around and get used ever again in that aspect of things. And again, probably Liverpool have done it to other teams. Look at Luis Diaz with Spurs. We wasn't going to go for Luis Diaz in the winter. We then did, because Spurs went in for him as well. But normally it's the other way around, isn't it, chat? Normally it's Liverpool getting the deals over the line, or Liverpool getting somebody to change their heads straight away. And I think from the press conference last week, I think everyone, when we said about Jurgen Klopp saying again that a fee had been agreed, I think everyone kind of twisted that a little bit and was like, "Oh, Klopp has said the deal's done, this, that," like, haha. It's like, no, he never said that. Jurgen Klopp did say that again a fee had been agreed, which everyone knew in that morning, and everyone expected a deal to be done. But again, Moises Caicedo wanted Chelsea, and it was impossible to do a deal in that aspect of things as well. So again, I'm kind of glad in some sense though that he's gone to Chelsea. And again, the whole panic, or the whole situation, we're all going like, "Oh Jesus Christ!" Like, for me, it's not about Caicedo. It's more about Lavia, because again, the time that we've wasted, the investment that we've wasted in him as well. But the Moises Caicedo situation, for me personally, I think he'll end up asking to go to Real Madrid in 2 seasons' time, or even 3. If there's even any inkling that Real Madrid are interested, even though you look at Madrid's midfield and they won't need a midfielder for the next 5, 6, 7 years. But again, for me, I think he will end up going to Madrid, and then that will be a whole transfer saga in itself in about 2 years' time, anyway. But again, let me know your guys' thoughts anyway on what the Brighton CEO had to say anyway. But let me quickly get back into the comments. Maverick saying on the bright side, there are still decent targets available and enough time to get it done. But there's very little trust in the recruitment strategy as well. Yeah, absolutely, 100%. That's I think that's the big worry though, isn't it, chat? And Maverick is the fact that we don't know where to go, and that's why I had to say in the title that Liverpool are in serious trouble, and I think that Liverpool are in serious trouble because we've got 2.5 weeks to get a DM, to get a left-sided centre back, and to get potentially another midfielder in the door, or another defender in the door, and hopefully because there's been so much silence from Liverpool that there are things currently going on behind the scenes. Because I think, like I said, I think for Bournemouth you can get away with not having a six because again, hopefully Thiago might be back, maybe Steph Bajcetic might be back as well. You can play McAllister in the six, but against Newcastle you need a DM for that game, and hopefully a deal will be agreed before the weekend as well for somebody that we don't know about yet. But fingers crossed there will be something to break for you guys anyway, and hopefully we can discuss a signing happening anyway. But I'm over the Caicedo and Lavia saga. Let's get a DM in that will fit our system. If it was up to me, I'd go back in for Kone and Turam, but Kone is for sure. Kone for sure, Paulinho and Florentine Luis also on the list as well. Yeah, absolutely, mate, absolutely, 100%. Not as usual style to leave it late. No time to get these players in the squad. Yeah, absolutely. Again, the new Liverpool style, and it's not a good style. I'm not gonna lie. Luis Fernandez plus Inacio will cover their backside as well. Yeah, Inacio is one for me that is a depth. I haven't really got centre backs on them on this page. I know Jack just did a really good deep dive into a few centre backs. For me, Lavia is the number one. Again, perfect for Liverpool. Has a release clause of 40 million. Why aren't Liverpool going to do it? I don't know. But Inacio would be the one for me where I would urge Liverpool to go and do it because Robbo is not good in this system. If you want to play 4-3-3, again, you can bring on Robbo. I don't think anyone's undisputing that. But if we're playing this box formation, Robbo is not good in the left side centre back position. Again, they've got targeted loads of times by Chelsea. And yeah, and again, against lower teams, it might work, but yeah, for me, it's not a good look for Robbo neither. Because again, everyone goes, "Oh, Robbo's crap. Robbo's this. Robbo's that." Again, it's not his fault. Like you're asking a wing back to play centre back. It's not going to work. And realistically, Liverpool should have already signed a centre half. In my honest opinion, by now we all talk about DM, but centre back. Again, we're playing with 3 centre backs this season. We need to sign someone, and we haven't done it. Loose lip sync transfer deals as well. Yeah, absolutely. I'd rather us taking our time and bringing in a DM than panic buy. I trust Klopp to bring in the right one. Yeah, absolutely. And that's the big thing, isn't it, chat? Is it has to be the right one. We can't be panicking in that aspect of things. We need to get the correct people in the door. And for me, of course, we'll talk about it in a brief moment, but Inacio would be the centre back for me, and then it's all about then the DM realistically. I'm just going to quickly check something. Anyway, so again, a little bit of breaking news in terms of Lavia. So Sasha's now tweeted out saying it's a £53 million deal up front between Chelsea and Southampton, and a £5 million in add-ons. So it takes it up to £58 million for Romeo Lavia, not 60 mil. So very interesting. But yeah, let me know your guys' thoughts on that as well. I believe a DM automatically transforms this Liverpool side. I'll even go as far as going for the title. I'd love it if that would happen, mate. Again, depends on who we could get, and of course we'll talk about that now. I believe we'll do something special before the transfer window shuts. I hope so, mate. Absolutely. Paulinho is back in training, but too expensive. Shoulder injury. It's not so serious, but still too old and expensive, and just too risky to sign up as well. Yeah, absolutely, 100%. I think again, like I said, if he's 2, 3, 4 years younger, it'd be perfect. But yeah, unfortunately, it's not a good look as a chat. To be fair, but if we don't bring anyone in, we are on the verge of disaster. Yeah, like I said to you guys, if Liverpool get like in my Premier League predictions, I had Liverpool being third, being conservative, like on that. But on when you look at if Liverpool don't get a centre back, if we don't get a DM, Liverpool might be fifth or sixth, seventh potentially, and it might be even worse than that. Maybe, and I might be an overreaction for myself, but I think that's the realistic side of things because you know, and again, obviously it's the first game of the season against Chelsea. It was a tough game, but last season against the top six, we didn't do too bad against the top six. It was against the bottom half teams, and if the system doesn't work and we have things going wrong with it, again they can exploit that. And can Liverpool do that? Can Liverpool afford to risk it again this season? No, we can't. Absolutely not. Lavia, here we go. Yeah, for Chelsea, it's all done now. Every player we go for now, we think in the back of our minds, are Chelsea going to bid to? Yeah. Just don't mention to Todd Bowley that Liverpool are interested. Anyway, but FSG don't penny pinch now. We have 100 mil to spend at least. Excuse me, at least a DM and a centre back from that amount. I'd go for Kone and Enasio. Yeah, I would agree. I would say 100%. Chat, let me know your guys' thoughts on a centre back. So I know that we're talking about DMs mainly, but again, let me know your guys' thoughts on it as well. But great stream. Well done for reading everything as well. Thank you, David. Very much appreciated. Mate as well. Thank you for popping in. I think Portsmouth has just scored as well. I think watching that game. Run those likes up, chat as well. Yeah, if you could, very much appreciated. All I heard from Henderson fans for 2 weeks, no player could turn down that Saudi money to secure their families' futures. Ali obviously doesn't care about his family by that logic as well. All right, yeah, no, I get what you mean. But yeah, Alison's, he's not going anywhere, chat. He's priceless in that aspect of things. If you want to buy Allison, give us £900 million. That's what I'm going to say. Anyway, but this is how United must have felt the last few years when we hijacked all their bids as well as Mark. Yeah, it doesn't feel nice, does it, chat? And again, like I said, I don't want any more of it. And we joked about it in terms of York's Makta being not staying on after the transfer window. I don't think he does stay because even with the Caicedo situation, he had nothing to do with it. It was Billy Hogan that dealt with Brighton over Caicedo. It wasn't York. It was Billy Hogan. So what's he doing then? Is he at the AXA training ground laughing again? Like, what's he doing? It's just ridiculous, isn't it? Lavia to Chelsea, here we go. Yeah, it's just got confirmed £53 million up front and then £5 million add-ons, which is amazing. Smash the likes, people as well. Yeah, again, I don't know how many likes we're actually on as well. If we can get to 30, again, guys, very much appreciated and thank you for the support on the channel as well. Obviously, yesterday I think we got to 1.3k subscribers as well, so thank you very much for that. And we got to I think yesterday, we got to it's like 6k views, I think in all on the channel as well. So getting new people in here as well, getting to interact with one another as well. Of course, that was brilliant. Yesterday, so thank you very much for that as well. But when is Bicetic back? We could use him while we're searching for the right DM. He's back in training, but again, I don't want to be risking too much on his young shoulders. We've seen last season how much pressure we put on him, and he's only now just come back. And that's the thing. He's spent what 4 months out with injuries. Like, again, we can't afford that. Again, obviously, having Thiago back would be huge as well for Liverpool, and playing, potentially against Bournemouth, we might see um, Thiago and Trent next to one another if Thiago is match fit, of course, because again didn't take any part in pre-season. So again, it's going to be interesting to see whether or not when he's going to be available, or when Stefan Bajcetic is available. But that's the thing, and whoever comes in at DM as well, they're going to get interchange between Stefan Bajcetic and the new DM. Even Thiago, like I said, could play there as well. So there's hopefully going to be options there for the Reds anyway, come the end of the window. But Talia Albin, Liverpool need Thuram ASAP. He's 34 mil. It's a no-brainer as well. I don't think Thuram's going to be coming in at Liverpool. I think, to be fair, Gary, I think the price has gone up now. I think it's 50 million euros now, which is what, 45 mil. Again, not going to happen. I don't think. Chelsea still trying to buy the Prem, and hijacking our bids won't help them as well. Well, this is the thing with Chelsea, chat. And one thing I know plenty of people has spoken about in terms of, again, what is Chelsea's expectation for this season now? Is it top four? Is it challenging for the league? Is it, because again, they've got Enzo Fernandez, they've got Moises Caicedo, that midfield is sorted. Now, is it to go on and win the Premier League? Is it to go on and just finish top four and maybe win a trophy? In that aspect of things, of course, because they've got no Europe, so that will massively help them to win an FA Cup or a League Cup. So, what is their expectations for the season? I think they have to challenge some sort, again, because of the money they've spent as well. But since Edwards left, we lost our pulling power. Betting the rivals enjoy this as well. Yeah, absolutely, 100%. Again, Liverpool were on top. Liverpool were on top with transfers. We're on top of the league. We're winning everything. And slowly we've just declined over the last 4 years since winning the league. And yeah, it's not a great look, is it, chat? With all these Chelsea hijack, imagine the banter if we finish above them. I'd love it. I'd love it if we finished above them. I'd love it if they didn't get Europe as well. That would be funny, to be fair, as well. But which three players for 110 mil? Andre and Jan would be 30. Inacio buyout 40 million left. Maybe Kone. I think so. Right. Well, I'll quickly get back into the chat in a little bit as well. So I said it on Twitter. For me, if we're talking and discussing in terms of, actually, let me quickly scroll back because the chat has it's all the way up. There we go. If we're talking about star quality in terms of competing for the league, maybe these three are the ones for me that would be the ones to get in. Now, if you're wondering who they are, because I think some people might be wondering, of course, you've got Youssef Fofana, of course, from Monaco, Florentino Luis from Benfica, and Zupameni, I believe his name is, from Real Sociedad. Of course, he does have a buyout. Of course, obviously, two of them have buyouts in terms of Florentino Luis and Zupameni as well. And of course, we've already discussed in terms of João Paulinho as well. Obviously, him being around £80 million for Fulham. Of course, obviously West Ham tried to sign him this summer as well before going for Edison Alvarez. Obviously, check the Core as well from Palace. He's another one that's on the list supposedly. I think according to the Liverpool journals, he's again is firmly on the list. But again, you're looking £80 million for check the Core, which for me, again, is he worth £80 million? No. For me, I would personally go for Florentino Luis. I've already said it to you guys over the past couple of months. If you want a Fabinho replacement, go and get Florentino Luis. Now, I know plenty of people on Twitter and social media has also said, like, why should Liverpool go to Florentino Luis? He's not currently on the bench for Benfica, which is true. He started the season on the bench for Benfica. Now, supposedly, the rumours are from Benfica is he could be moving soon, or Benfica expecting to move now because again, so many people after DMs in this market, and he's out of contract next summer, by the looks of things as well. So there might be movement there for him to have a new deal. Now, I believe he's out of contract as well. We'll quickly check up on that. But I think last summer he signed a new contract extension, which gave him a release clause, which is, of course is around £107 million. But again, it will be interesting. I will quickly have a look. Um, I think he does run out of contract next summer if what I read was correct. Anyway, but again, you look at his statistics, again, passing wise, again, not a ball carrier midfielder, but again, passes wise, he makes the correct decisions, does turn around and go, and does make the correct decision. In terms of passing, again, interceptions, top intercept in Europe last season in terms of the Champions League and the Europa League, as well for Benfica. As well. I'm going to quickly check. Anyway, oh no, apologies. It's not. He's not out of contract next time. He's out of contract in 2026, as well. So again, that's my fault for reading the wrong bloody thing. No, he was going to be out of contract next summer, but of course signed a new deal, as well. I thought he signed it 2 years ago, to be fair. But still, he does have that release clause. But there are rumours out there that he could go anywhere from 60 to 70 million pounds, which is a lot of money. But you look at the DM market again, like we said about, Decore, Paulinho as well. Again, them two are asking around 80 million pounds, maybe even 90 million as well, considering the fact that both teams now know that Liverpool have 100 million plus to spend on a DM, as well. But again, I think that the three candidates for me is between these three. I think Yusuf Fofana, obviously Zupermendi and Florentino Luis. They are the three, I think, for me, that for the right now, I think Liverpool might go for. Obviously, I know plenty of you guys have already spoken about Andre as well. I think Andre is definitely on the list for Liverpool. But we know, Flamen's are not going to spend any time in letting him go now. Of course, they want him gone, or potentially would like to let him leave after the Copa Libertadores is finished up, as well. Obviously, if they got knocked out last week, that would have been a saving grace for Liverpool. But again, we know that they're not going to do that now, as well. But again, let me know your guys' thoughts as well, because I know that I can already see people talking in the chat about again different opinions and that. I think for me, it is between them, if I'm being honest. But yeah, I think when you look at the DM market as well, it's a rare thing, and this is why and again I'll go back to the title in terms of Liverpool are in real trouble, because either we're going to sign someone who isn't at the top quality as we're expecting, and like what we could have got from Lavia or Caicedo, or we're going to massively overpay for someone. And again, like we talked about Decore and we talked about Paulinho, even potentially even Florentino Luis as well, there's a potential option there to overpay. And certainly towards the Premier League clubs, because again, they would be looking at it and going, well, Rice went for 105, Caicedo went for 115. Why can't we get 90 million for our defensive midfielder? And that's the unfortunate way the market's going. Liverpool are contributed to that because, of course, we bid 110 for Caicedo. But again, if we had got Moises Caicedo, he would have been our DM for 5, 6, 7, 8 years, as well. But for me, it would be Florentino Luis for me personally. We could get a deal over the line. I think maximum, I think you could get a deal for 60 million. I know again he has that 107 million pound release clause, but I think Benfica might be willing to do a deal there. And then again, you could then go and buy an Inacio. You could then potentially go and get a Kone for 30 million euros, as well, for backup and reassurance in the midfield. Again, you hope for more options as well. But yeah, let me know your guys' thoughts in the chat as well, because again, I hope that Liverpool has something up our sleeves. I hope there's somebody out there that none of us have looked at. None of the stats, shoot out at once. And hope Liverpool have something in their locker, because at the minute I'm very concerned for what Liverpool have at the minute, and what is getting spoken about as well. To be fair, but again, let me know your guys' thoughts in the comments down below as well. Of course, like I said, if you're new around here, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button as well. I think we're on um 26 likes, so we can get, like I said, guys, we get to 30 before we do shoot off in a little bit. Again, very much appreciate it as well. But let me know your guys' thoughts in the comments. Anyway, but funny, I heard Ryan Air adverts on the radio. Yeah, one says flights to Manchester, and like Man City. She said, again, don't know what that's about. Can we afford to throw in another bid for Lavia? I don't think it would be. Yeah, no, Lavia's done. Mark, being honest, it's completely done with Lavia. It's like a car with no doors. It's blindingly obvious what's missing. Yeah, absolutely, 100%. Don't forget to smash the likes and follow the channel for more amazing content. Thank you very much, Mark, for that as well. Yeah, if you're new around here, hit that like button, guys, and hit that subscribe button if anyone is new. Quickly check that. No news. Mara said, "What's with the new movement to blame Klopp for everything? Balls up at the club after they blame Pep Linders. Then it'll be Carol's. Carol's the tea lady cakes are too hard. Very worrying as well. Yeah, it's that one of those things that just goes down. Goes down the spine, where like blame Klopp, blame FSG, correctly blame FSG, then blame Klopp, then blame Linders, then blame this person and this person. Yeah, it's laughable at times. I can't understand how Inacio is just sitting there waiting for the release clause trigger. What are we waiting for? Don't know, to be perfectly honest. With this house, I generally do not know what we're waiting for. I don't know what anyone's waiting for neither, because no one has done it. Like, there was rumors that Manchester United were going to go for it. Then they haven't done anything. Of course, they've gonna, I think, sign that French centre back as well potentially. So again, different options there. Centre backs, Makeba and Inacio. To be fair, he's gone to Leipzig now, isn't he? To be Gvardiol's replacement, as well as there's only Inacio there. To be fair, Maverick as well. But there's a middle ground you can't mention Bicettage without getting jumped on by people saying you can't play him. He got injured last time players play football. They get injured. That is true. But then also it's that thing of you can't overplay him, because again, look what happened last season. He got injured, and was probably our best midfielder at times last season as well. But again, I look at it and it's like, you look at Alexis McAllister, you look at Dominic Szoboszlai, they deserve a DM. McAllister should not be playing DM by himself. And people, I think, after the Chelsea game, were quickly to criticise McAllister on certain occasions. I'm like, lads, he's not a DM. Like, again, he can play there alongside a physical midfielder in terms of, like a Caicedo, but he's not that. He's not a DM. He's not a number 6 by himself. Again, that's what I think allowed, coming into the season. I think what gave Liverpool so high hopes was, if you have Fabinho there, you can go from the box formation into a 4-3-3 or 4-2-3-1. Now you can't do that. You're very limited on the style and the system that you want to apply for certain games and for certain opposition, and that's the problem at the minute as well. But yeah, it's very frustrating as well at the minute. But Maguire won't leave United, and it's messing them up in the window for Amrabat. I can see Chelsea with the problem 5, 6, 7, 8 years from now as well. Yeah, absolutely. What else do we have? Nobody is saying play him for 90 minutes every week. That is true. Again, can interchange with Thiago for now as well. Forget Chelsea. We need to focus on ourselves. We are in a decline. There is no doubt about that. Yeah. Again, we need players in the door, man. Absolutely, 100%. What else do we have? Still linked to a lot of players want to get some past the line as well. Lol. Yeah, absolutely, 100%. Want someone Premier League ready. I think Liverpool wanted that as well, and again, that's not going to happen anyway. People are only talking about Zubimendi because Planet Football did a list of 5 players Liverpool could buy to replace Fabinho earlier today, and he was on it as well. To be fair, he was on my list just because of the release clause. He has a £50 million release clause in his contract. So that's the only reason why he's in the list for me. And again, we talk about Xavi Alonso style players. He's certainly that. I think Barcelona wanted him as well, but yeah, it is what it is in that regard as well. But Fofana and Supermendi and Louise, yes, 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 there are 2 buyout clauses. So hard for Billy Hogan and York Smack to screw up as well. Primed and ready, isn't it? And chat, to be fair. What else do we have? James says, knowing FSG, if they bring somebody in, it will definitely be someone we've never heard of. I wouldn't mind that though, because again, it would mean that Liverpool have researched the player. And if he fits the system, if he fits what Klopp wants, then I'm more than happy for it as well. But yeah, it needs to get done in the next week. Well, it needs to get done before the weekend, like I said, because they need to be in day 1 on Monday to get ready for the Newcastle game. That's the big one for me. Because again, Liverpool, you hope can get past Bournemouth, but then you look at it and you're like, if we don't get past Bournemouth, that adds even more questions to the scenario as well. But yeah, what else we have? Let me quickly read Maverick's comment out. Sorry, I would like to give you the job of sport director. Again, I wouldn't mind it. Football Manager would come into use, to be fair. I'm just calling bullshit on anyone who says they wanted Zupa before today. No, that's true. Again, Barcelona have wanted him for 2 years and just haven't done it. But again, Barcelona are actually, to be fair, I say they're in trouble. They're not really in trouble. They're about to do a loan deal for Joao Felix and Ansu Fati. They're about to do a change between them two, so they can't be that buggered. To be fair, but we missed out on Rubens Loftus-Cheek from Chelsea, Milan. Yeah, absolutely not for me. Vars anyway, but good seeing you as well, Vars. Conor Romano, Jesus Christ, we don't want to be called that after the last couple of days. Louise may be too expensive with no money left. Penny pinching rules of FSG. Yeah, but that's the thing though. If they want to talk about competing, they have to spend 150 more million because. And again, people take that graph from Sky. I personally don't get where Sky have got 55 million for Alexis McAllister from. It was 35 million pound that we did. So I don't know where they've come up with the extra 20 mil for that. But yeah, it's pretty funny to be fair. Maguire should have scaled back the beanstalk. He didn't, for God's sake, Vaz. I don't blame him going to Chelsea as well. Yeah, absolutely. I don't blame Lavia going to Chelsea. I've just seen Mark's comment. Jesus Christ! How much would you bet? How much would you bet for what? Maverick. Again, let me know. No one does. Simon, we missed a big style as well. Yeah, absolutely, 100%. I'll give you the benefit of the doubt. So Connor as well this time. Thank you, Bry, for that. Anyway, we have just over 2 weeks to repair our ailing squad. I think that's agent squad as well. Ailing squad. Zubu would do me. Yeah, Mark saying we lost out on James Ward-Prowse. Jesus Christ. Yeah, no. Bournemouth and Newcastle to play before the window closes. Yeah, and we need someone in before the Newcastle game as well. But Sky Sports are saying 60 million for Alexis. Again, I don't get where they're coming out with it. Perhaps saying Alexis question mark, Alexis McAllister. Again, if you look at this, the of course, when it says Liverpool have signed so far this season, they reckon Liverpool have spent 55, 60 million on Alexis McAllister when that's not true. Liverpool spent 35 million on Alexis McAllister as well. So again, Sky just making up numbers as they go along as well anyway. But I think we're going to leave it there for tonight, guys. Anyway, big thank you once again to everyone that has tuned in to the video as well. Very much appreciated, guys, as well. Of course, hopefully Liverpool can get something over the line in the next week. Like, it's a must realistically. I don't think that, again, we can be here, in 2 weeks' time, just before the window shuts, and going, oh Christ, we need to sign a DM, we need to sign a centre back. Like, again, things need to get, moved up upon, and hopefully sooner rather than later. But again, the longer Liverpool stay quiet, I think it's for the best. They've mentioned nothing about Lavia. They've mentioned nothing in terms of, what's next for the club, of course. So again, hopefully, we'll have some very interesting news, maybe, hopefully before the weekend, potentially as well. Just after Jurgen Klopp's press conference, though, so again, he doesn't have to say anything about it as well, anyway. But if you are new around here, please hit that like button. Please hit that subscribe button as well, guys. Tomorrow is Wednesday, so if there is any news, we'll be doing a new show, of course. Anyway, of course, if there's any breaking news, we'll be live for it anyway. But again, guys, big thank you for the support lately on the channel as well. Very much appreciated, as always. But yeah, big up to you guys. Thank you, Mark. As well, saying great stream. Thanks everyone. Keep the faith, guys. Well, yeah, absolutely. A nice one, Connor says. Right. Anyway, but yeah, like I said, if you're new around here, hit that like button, guys. Hit that subscribe button, and then yeah, hopefully I will see all you guys tomorrow. And yeah, hopefully we will hear some news in the near future. Anyway, but until next time, guys, that's gonna be it for me. I've been Connor from the Cup Council. I'll see you all later on. Ta-ra.